Yes, sir. Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So, texts reportedly show Brett Favre seeking millions in federal welfare funds for Southern Miss Volleyball Stadium. Throughout his Mississippi Welfare Fund scandal, Brett Favre has pleaded innocent or at worst ignorance. No, he didn't just take the $1.1 million and run. He actually did record ads for the nonprofit involved. No, he had no idea that money came from a program intended to help needy families. No, he really did pay back the money with no interest. A new report from Mississippi Today published Tuesday features text that potentially blow a fairly large hole into those denials and also explains why a man who was paid around $138 million in salary from his NFL career would take a seven-figure payout from a welfare fund. It was all allegedly for a volleyball stadium. Texts reportedly show Brett Favre coordinating welfare payments for volleyball stadium. A series of text messages entered Monday into the state of Mississippi civil lawsuit over the welfare scandal reportedly show then Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant looking for ways to find help for the Green Bay Packers great. Favre had reportedly been seeking financial support to build the new state-of-the-art volleyball stadium at his alma mater of Southern Miss, where his daughter was playing volleyball. The text reportedly show Bryant guiding Favre on how to write a funding proposal that would be accepted by the Mississippi Department of Human Service and him coordinating with Nancy New, who has since pleaded guilty to a litany of state and federal charges over the scheme. From Mississippi Today, I'm finna read the text that they got on record. I know I've been doing this story, but all of a sudden it's funny how undisputed in all these shows. I'm gonna get to them in a minute. I'm finna put them on ice. Just left Brett Favre, Bryant texted nonprofit founder Nancy New in July of 2019 within weeks of Davis' departure. Can we help him with his project? We should meet soon to see how I can make sure we keep your projects on course. When Favre asked Bryant how the new agency director might affect their plans to fund the volleyball stadium, Bryant assured him, I will handle that. Long story, but had to make a change. But I will call Nancy and see what it will take, according to the filing in a text Favre forwarded to New. The texts were reportedly filed by an attorney representing New, a friend of Bryant's wife, in the civil lawsuit against her. The scandal, which has publicly plagued Favre since May 2020, revolves around how approximately $77 million in funds from the federal temporary assistance for needy families, which is intended to do exactly what its name suggests, ended up in the hands of, among others, Favre, a professional wrestler, a personal trainer for legislators, and most important, a volleyball stadium. Much of that money allegedly flowed through News Mississippi's Community Education Center, and one of its biggest projects was allegedly channeling $5 million to the Southern Miss Volleyball Stadium. Even the $1.1 million Favre personally received in exchange for recording some ads was allegedly a scheme to funnel more money into the volleyball stadium. As one text message conversation shows, Favre was not keen on the story of where he was getting the money leaking out. Favre said this in a text message. If you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much? New responded, no, we never had that information publicized. I understand you being uneasy about that though. Let's see what happens on Monday with the conversation with some of the folks at Southern Miss. Maybe it will click with them, hopefully. Favre responds, okay, thanks. New responds to him, wow, just got off the phone with Phil Bryant. He is on board with us. We will get this done. Favre responded, awesome. I needed to hear that for sure. Now, the payments toward Favre in the volleyball stadium would eventually be revealed by Mississippi State Auditor Shad White. Favre and Bryant have denied pretty much all wrongdoing as his case is played out, so those texts will require some explaining. Bryant responded to Mississippi Today with a statement that did not address the content of this text, but castigated news team for not observing a protective order. Per Mississippi Today, federal regulations prohibit states from using TANF funds on brick and mortar, which New and her son apparently circumvented by disguising the project as a lease agreement involving the Southern Miss Athletic Foundation. The Mississippi Today story includes several more details on Bryant's involvement in the alleged scheme, including apparent plans to name the stadium after him and how the planners intended to present the stadium as a wellness center to justify the nonprofit's involvement. Brett Favre took credit for raising volleyball funds. The lion's shares of the Southern Miss Volleyball Stadium funds reportedly came from the temporary assistance for needy families by way of the Mississippi Community Education Center and Favre himself. The Pro Football Hall of Famer neglected to mention that when discussing the story before the scandal was revealed. From the Associated Press in January 2020, Southern Miss remains close to Favre's heart. He and wife Deanna, who have the Favre for Hope Foundation, recently raised funds to build a volleyball center at the school. Favre's daughter, Brele, has played the sport there. He wanted to do something for a high school in Southern Miss. He says, "We built one at Oak Grove High School in Hattiesburg where Favre has done some football coaching. And for Southern Miss, that was difficult. It's hard to get people to donate for volleyball. But we'll be opening an $8 million facility that will be as good as any in the country at Southern Mississippi." Favre has since been questioned by the FBI over the alleged scheme. Right. Right. Let me see this. All right. Here is Undisputed talking about it. They're now talking about it. However, now everybody's talking about it. But why did it take so long, Mr. Guzzler, Shannon Guzzler, not so sharp up here, or I like to call the classic token Negro? Let's play what he had to say. Fair USAC, fair USAC.
I told y'all we was hitting the club.
Build a new volleyball center at the University of Southern Mississippi. Shannon, how much do you think this could tarnish Brett Favre's legacy?
Well, I don't think nothing can tarnish it. Because if you go back and look at his history when he played in the NFL, they should have tarnished it already. I talked to people that was in the room when Brett Favre went to the Hall of Fame, and nobody mentioned about text message that he sent to that jet masseuse. Nobody mentioned anything about the addiction that he suffered from. But yet, T.O., they brought up everything. Can you imagine if T.O. would have had an incidents like Brett Favre off the field? T.O. still, to this day right now, would not be in the Hall of Fame. Yet they walked right past it like Brett Favre did nothing.
That is true. I give you that.
The problem that I have with this situation,
Yeah.
you got to be a sorry mofo to steal from the lowest of the low. Mississippi is the poorest state in our country. Its citizens. So if they're the poorest state, Brett Favre is taken from.
If you're so passionate about it, Shannon, why did it take you this long to even bring it up? Isn't the show Skipping Shannon or Shannon or Skip, whatever you guys call it? Why did it take you so long to bring it up? And then you bring up Terrellowens. What does Terrell got to do with it? We know this. We know this already, Shannon, if a black person did it. It's the same thing with Robert Scarver and Donald Sterling. If Michael Jordan would have did anything like this, we know he would have been removed. We know these things. But you wait until now. This has been going on since 2020, man. Why haven't y'all reported on it? Deshaun Watson's case was getting reported every day when he didn't do anything wrong. But yet, you sat up there. I just played a little snippet of it. I couldn't listen to it because it's fake bravado. I don't like fakeness. I don't like fake shit. You know, you guys can like that. You know, you guys would do that. We know, Shannon, if this was Terrell Owens. We know if this was Randy Moss or anything. They only threw Randy Moss in there to throw a slight to Terrell Owens. We already know what they did. But see, this is my problem with you. You be swallowing off Terrell Owens when you weren't helping out Deshaun Watson. You haven't been in Lamar Jackson's corner with the contract, but yet you over here capping for Aaron Rodgers. Then all of a sudden, when Aaron Rodgers keeps showing his true colors, you get off and talking about he's a great football player. He's not a great football player either. But yet you give him a pass because why? He's the best thrower of the ball you've seen, you said, and which is a lie. Have you ever heard of Warren Moon, Dan Marino? Steve McNair threw the ball better than Aaron Rodgers. It's not even close. McNabb was better than Aaron Rodgers. There's so many people that was better than Aaron Rodgers. It's not even funny, dog. It's like, look. But I'm getting sidetracked. The reason I brought this story back up is because I've been the only one reporting on this story. And if there's others out there that did it, I apologize to you then. I didn't mean to leave you out. But this is the problem that I have with Shannon. Shannon is around here trying to act like you got to be the lowest of the low to do this. Dude, America's been doing this to us for decades, for millennia. America's always done this. The rich basically take from us and everything. The rich take from us and they don't give back to the economy at all. And that's why the economy's messed up in the way it is. But you, Shannon, I've been disappointed in you. Like, that's why I call you Shannon Guzzler, not so sharp, because you don't do anything to basically bridge or to help brothers in that situation you're in. Lamar Jackson, there's no question. You're questioning him, but yet you guys don't question when Josh Allen got his extension. You guys didn't even question Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes runs out the pocket, and plus, Patrick Mahomes has been hurt more than Lamar Jackson. But you didn't have no problem with Pat Mahomes, right? Then you trying to say the other day, I didn't say, Skip, that he couldn't throw. I'm just saying he can't throw consistently. Bruh, if he can't throw consistently, why did he win the MVP, Shannon? See, this is the thing that I have with the hypocrisy and the stupidity of these sports shows, of these shows that are these first takes, these undisputed, we have to get rid of these shows and get back to real journalism. This story has been out since 2020. They've been under investigation since 2020, January. And now you guys want to bring it out because I made a video. Let me see if I can find it. I made a video about this. I made a video about this. About Brett Favre. Okay. Let's see. I talked about this because I didn't even know about this damn story. I didn't even know about this story. You know what I'm saying? I didn't find out about this until the state of Mississippi fired the lawyer who was bringing all this investigating up on Brett Favre. I remember it because I did a 3-hour stream on it. And then I just did something back on my birthday, September 4th, baby. Why isn't the national media not covering Brett Favre? And I got the Sports Illustrated picture up here. So, Shannon, when I pull up your searches about Brett Favre, this is what comes up before this. 5 years ago, where would you rank Brett Favre's NFL career? Now, let's see. Greg Jennings decides who's better. This was 5 years ago. You've never spoke about anything about Brett Favre in this scandal or anything. You knew about this. You knew about this. You haven't talked about anything. Only thing you talked about is who's better, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard before. Brett Favre's way better than Aaron Rodgers ever could be. Now, look, and you haven't even talked about anything else, man. You haven't talked about nothing else. So, you basically bringing up Terrell Owens, right? You bringing up Terrell Owens. You guys love to make Terrell Owens a sympathetic figure, right? Y'all love to make him a sympathetic figure. Terrell Owens was an a-hole, okay? He was an a-hole. He was always crying. He was always whining. I want the ball. Always crying about something. He was always standoffish with everybody. It wasn't just about Terrell Owens. Everybody knew Terrell Owens can play. That's why he got a job after every situation that went left with him. He got mad because Donovan McNabb didn't speak up for his contract and he spoke up for Westbrook. Who cares? It's not Donovan McNabb's job to speak on you. You guys aren't friends. Y'all just played together. He brought you there to help him. But then, basically, you and him couldn't get along because McNabb is very sensitive, and he's also a crybaby, and he's also an a-hole as well, especially what he did to Deshaun Jackson. Now, I'm not blaming Terrell Owens for the Philadelphia situation, but my thing is this. Keep it about Brett Favre. We already know if Brett Favre was black. That's what's been going on, Shannon. That is why we need men like you and others to put this information out there, because you're on a national platform where people can watch it. We know this. What you should have been doing is talking about this 2 years ago and now. Y'all should have been bringing this up, but you don't bring it up because you know why? It doesn't fit the Fox Network's narrative, which is to continue tearing brothers down or sisters down or minorities down, but the white guy gets all the praise in the world. Brett Favre gets no pushback. Everybody gives him a pass on everything, and it's sickening. Like I told you, I love Brett Favre as a player, but as a person, like, he's an asshole. He's terrible. Michael Jordan was a great player, but he's an asshole. Kobe Bryant, great player, but I heard from people that he's a good dude off the court. That's what I've heard. But I don't know. All we can do is just go off of hearsay and what he said, about Shaq and all that. That's why people don't like him, because of what he said about Shaq. And his wife says something about Pau Gasol or whatever. People take that personal. I'm like, whatever. I don't care, because that's not my situation. But Brett Favre has been doing this since 2020, and you guys decide to do a story on it just now. It's like, what are we doing? Let me know. What are we doing? Like, where is the news at? Like, where is it at? There's no more news anymore. There's none. It's like the news is dead. The news is dead. And now it's debate shows. We're only going to bring up certain situations. And this is what pisses me off. Like, Shannon will come once in a while bringing up this type of information and stuff, but he doesn't keep the same energy when it comes to when people need to get their money. Lamar Jackson deserves his goddamn money. Deserves his money. Deserves that money. But you don't care about that, right? Right? You don't want to talk about that. It's sickening, man. Very sickening. And it just makes you get upset, and it makes you wonder. It's like, you know what? It took you this long. Took you this long, right? Took you this long just to even bring it up, dog. That's why I can't stand this clown, dog. And y'all be praising this bum. Y'all be giving this bum all type of love. Man, I love Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is cool. Shannon Sharpe is a bitch. Straight up. Straight up bitch. I do not like him as an analyst. He's probably cool as a person. Probably sit down, talk to him. But he's a bitch. And I do not like him at all, man. Like, the things he says about certain players, now you want to bring up the Brett Favre thing. Now everybody in, like, the mainstream national media is bringing this up now. Y'all kept it hidden for 2 years. And now you trying to boast, if this was T.O. No, you chump. You should have been talking about this from the get-go, Shannon. You should have been talking about this from the get-go. F T.O. This ain't about T.O. T.O. is a big-ass crybaby who always points fingers instead of owning up to his shit. Being a leader, this is what messed T.O. up. Being a leader isn't about being right all the time. Being a leader is knowing when to follow and know when to stand up. He didn't know how to do either one. He only ran to his own drum. So keep him out of this. You guys overrate him as a receiver, dog. Keep him over there. Okay? You talk about T.O., well, guess what? Lamar Jackson does the same thing T.O. does. Puts in the work, busts his ass, but guess what? You hate on Lamar Jackson, but you big up Terrellowens. And Lamar Jackson has played on less talented teams than Terrellowens. Terrellowens has played on way better teams than Lamar Jackson. But yet, Terrellowens is this magnificent leader, great guy, right? But Lamar Jackson, he doesn't deserve money because of his playing style. When he runs the less out of the pocket of any of the current quarterbacks at his age or younger. But what do I know, huh? Oh, and Greg Roman's offense, you said, is the best offense for him, like Bernie Pollard, a.k.a. Mr. Twerk in the locker room, Pollard. When in college, he ran a pro-style offense that had 4 receivers that he was spread out. He used to run the spread, the shotgun spread, as well as he used to be under center, and he ran real pass plays. Something yo bum-ass coordinator Greg Roman don't know how to do. Come on, dog. Like, bro, you so easy work, man. You easy. And don't act like y'all don't watch my stuff, because I know you do. Because I've been the main one talking about this Brett Favre shit. Now y'all want to bring the shit up now. You love to finagle things instead of just put it out there on the table. And I'm disappointed in you. As a black man to black man, I'm disappointed in you. You bringing up that weak analogy, if this was T.O. and stuff, don't put T.O. in the same breath with Brett Favre. Okay? Don't do it. As a player, Brett Favre was better at his position than Terrellowens. Don't give me numbers. I go by eyesight. We know Terrellowens off the field never had issues. Well, actually, he did. but I'm not going to point it out in this one. But that was a poor way to show the combination. We already know that, Shannon. The problem isn't about you bringing it up. It's about when you brought it up. It's about when you did this story. It's about when you took the time to get off your black ass to put this story out. That's why I only played a little bit of your clip, because I wanted everybody to hear that energy you got, and everybody's probably like, yeah, Shannon got into him. What is you dumb Negroes jumping for? See, this is the problem with black folks. Y'all jump every time a black man says something instead of already jumping when the shit already came out. Now y'all want to have energy for something. I bet you 90% of you people out there didn't know shit about this Brett Favre thing until I started talking about it. The only person who knows about it is Still the King. Shout out to Still the King. I hope he's doing okay, because they're still without water. And for you, Brett Favre, to take that money, that could have been used to help them. And this is just a little scratch on the surface. Let's get to the core of the problem. Why is Joe Biden and everybody, every time, every president that's in office, whether it's whoever's in office, the infrastructure money that we need to help our infrastructure always seems to go to other people but our asses in America? This is bigger than Brett Favre. This is bigger than Brett Favre. This is bigger than Mississippi. This is the whole damn country this is going on at. And you guys decide to talk about it today. I mean, yesterday, excuse me, because it's late. I got to hurry up and get at least a couple hours of sleep. But you guys want to sit up and talk about it now like it's like grand news or something. No, we've been knowing about this, okay? We've been knowing about it. I've been knowing about it. Others been knowing about it. You guys are just bringing it up because you guys can't hide it no more. Y'all can't protect it no more. There's guys out there in the Hall of Fame, Shannon, that were worse than Brett Favre. And they white, but you don't bring them up. Y'all don't bring up Mickey Mantle on how he used to beat the shit out of his wife in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Y'all don't bring that up. Y'all don't bring up Peyton Manning. You bringing up Brett Favre's thing with the chick, with the masseuse. Why you don't bring up nothing about Peyton Manning coming on forcibly with a female trainer? Why you don't bring that up? All this allegedly, I'm talking about, y'all. Allegedly. But why you don't bring that up, Shannon? Why you don't bring up Peyton Manning? Oh, I know why. Because you were on Peyton and Eli's show just the other night. I believe it was for the Seahawks game. I believe it was for some game. You was on their show. So you are a token Negro. So you pick and choose what white boys to go after. So Massa gave you the keys to say, yeah, go after Brett Favre. And while you're at it, throw Terrell Owens in there. That's what you're doing. What has Terrell Owens done? You guys make Terrell Owens out to be this great guy. What has Terrell Owens done for society? What has he done about talking about why we're not getting funds for the poor, or for the black impoverished areas, or how do we build the infrastructure to get better? Why isn't Terrell Owens talking about that? Now, if Terrell Owens is talking about that, hey, more power to him. But listen, I don't give a damn about Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, none of these athletes, because they're athletes. They're not politicians. They're not choir boys. I don't need a damn choir boy on the field. I need somebody to get the damn job done. Now, when you're off the field, I don't give a damn about these guys, because all of them, in my opinion, have asshole in them, because they would have never made it to the level that they made it to. So stop trying to glorify a guy like a Shaquille O'Neal and then shit on Kobe because Kobe made a mistake. Kobe snitched when he was a kid. He was a kid. He never been in trouble. He snitched on Shaq. He made a mistake. A lot of you bitches from the hood and from an area tougher than him where you know the rules and you bitch ass dudes still do it. So I don't condone snitching from you guys or Kobe Bryant. I don't condone none of it from anybody. But he was young and made a mistake. It is what it is. Shaq didn't go to jail, whatever. But yet, y'all hold that over his head. But yet, y'all don't want to hold nothing over Magic Johnson's head when Magic Johnson out here smashing and messing with other players' women, allegedly. But we're going to let him off the hook because he's good old Magic, because he buck danced the best. And then, you don't want to bring up this, Shannon. You don't want to bring up the white people like, you know, your guy John Elway. Why you don't want to bring up John Elway, Shannon? You brought up Brett Favre, but you didn't bring up Peyton Manning, and then you didn't bring up John Elway. Why? Because that's your little buddy. That's your little big dog, right? That's your quarterback. In my TO, that's my quarterback. Right? Right? That's what you do, right? That's what you do. You make the masses look stupid, and then you just go on this little tangent of yelling and excuse me, being all bravado in your son's suit. Man, go get a bigger suit, man. You wearing your damn son's suit. You about to break out the shit like the damn Hulk. Shit. That's what I'm saying, dog. Y'all be following these fake ass people. John Elway he came to an interview with Brian Flores. No, not Brian Flores. Was it Brian Flores? Or was it somebody else? Well, I think it was Brian Flores. Brian Flores is somebody else. Brian Flores put it in the report where he was drunk and looks like he was blasted and smelled of alcohol. But you don't bring that up at all about John Elway. Even when the incident went down, when Brian Flores exposed it, you didn't say nothing, Shannon. You didn't say nothing, bruh. But yet, you quick to bring up Terrell Owens to make him look like the good guy. Terrell Owens almost overdosed. You don't mention that. He almost overdosed. He was on drugs. He had all these kids out of wedlock and was a poor father and was exposed for it. But yet, we are supposed to look up to Terrell Owens. He was the great guy, right? He was the greatest guy in the world, right? He's just like the rest of these damn athletes. Full of shit. All you guys love to jump on Trump's stick. Trump is the same way. He the same as all these other politicians. Out for self. Listen. Black people. Stop listening to all these fake coon ass black men as athletes or whatever. And let's focus on us. This is why black people, we keep getting screwed. Because we're too busy trying to find a savior instead of being our own savior. If all of us come together, which even whether you like or don't like each other, that's the problem. When you don't like each other, y'all want to be like, I don't want to do business with them. These white people, Asians, and Spanish people, I'm around them every day. And they work with each other. They don't like each other. They can't stand each other. But they'll go to a barbecue with each other and they'll eat. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's business. It's nothing personal. But Shannon Sharpe, why you don't mention your boy John Elway? Why you don't mention John? Huh? Why do you leave John Elway out of every goddamn thing that's known to man? Why you don't mention John Elway's son Jack, reportedly sentenced for domestic violence case? Huh? Why you don't bring that up, Shannon? But yet, you know, I'll just bring up Brett Favre because I don't like Brett Favre, right? Why aren't you talking about an ex-Bronco player named John Boyette? Tried to get out of being arrested by telling police to contact John Elway. And guess what? He's white. Right? Why would he call John Elway like that? Just to get out of something. Huh? Why you don't bring up your boy? Former former Denver Broncos general manager John Elway fired back at a claim saying that he was not drunk during the head coach interview. Brian Flores lawsuit, right? Alleges Broncos GM John Elway was drinking heavily night before coaching interview, which I believe he was. All this allegedly, but I believe he was. But why did you mention that, Shannon? Why are you selectively mentioning things? Let's go to his best friend, his best buddy. Peyton Manning sexual assault cover-up alleged in New York Daily News report. Why you ain't bring that up? But see, if it was Deshaun Watson or somebody, oh, y'all would talk about it all day. Why y'all didn't talk about this? A sweeping lawsuit filed by 6 former female students against the University of Tennessee last week argued its athletics department has long condoned a hostile sexual environment. Stretching back to the mid-1990s, citing nearly a dozen instances of former student athletes accused of sexual assault, including Manning. Why you didn't mention that about Manning? Why is Manning in the Hall of Fame then? Huh? Why is he in the Hall of Fame? I'm trying to figure out why he's in the Hall of Fame. Because like you said, like if this was T.O., if this was you be sucking T.O. up so dry, I think y'all go together. Y'all must be boyfriends because you always bringing T.O. up every goddamn sentence, dog. F T.O. T.O. wasn't the only brother that was done dirty, dog. Your brother, Sterling Sharpe, you should have brought that up. You should have brought Sterling Sharpe up. Because your brother, Sterling Sharpe, should have been in the Hall of Fame by now. You should have used him in this analogy. That Brett Favre gets in doing all of this, but my brother, he can't even get in. and he was impactful, just as Brett Favre. Just that, if not more impactful than Brett Favre. But you brought up Terrellowens to try to make him the only simple dude. Adam Jones, like not Adam Jones, but Edgerrin James. You should have brought up Edgerrin James. Why you didn't bring up Edgerrin James? Edgerrin James has never done nothing wrong. Never did anything wrong. Never did anything. Wasn't overdosing on pills like your boy T.O. over here allegedly. But guess what? Edgerrin James never did nothing wrong. But guess what? You don't mention the brothers who got a cute and great background and nothing happened to them. But Edgerrin James don't get no love. When he's the only one on that coach team that didn't do anything bad. Marvin Harrison done killed the dude and he's in the Hall of Fame easily. Peyton Manning out here trying to come on the women, harassing them and everything, going extra, can't take no as an answer, just all this allegedly, but yet you use Terrellowens as the, what is wrong with you, bro? But since you talking about Brett Favre, like, why don't you bring up John Elway about his drinking before the night before or his son domestic violence thing? Like, y'all don't never bring up white people shit. But when it comes to black people or people of other races, y'all bring this shit up. Y'all will bring this up on Undisputed every day. Y'all couldn't wait to bring up the Deshaun Watson thing. Then the Lamar Jackson. Y'all didn't even talk about Lamar Jackson having a good game. Why didn't y'all bring up Joe Burrow's poor performance? You didn't even bring up Joe Burrow's poor performance. This is what kills me. You didn't even bring up Joe Burrow. You didn't bring up Joe Burrow. Why you didn't bring up Joe Burrow? Huh? Why? But yet, if Lamar Jackson would have threw 4 picks yesterday and had a fumble, you would have been tearing his ass to shreds. See, so I'm not going to make this any longer. I just wanted to tell the truth. And the truth is this. The truth of the matter is this. Your show is full of shit. You guys are selective in picking who to go after. We've been talking about Brett Favre. You guys are late. Thank you for listening. I'm out. Deezy.